Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. Visit lionsclubs.org to learn more.
Introducing the YMCA. Sure, you know the Y for a swim or a game of hoops, but we're more than that. We're a cause. When you take a jump shot at the Y, someone else is getting job training. Practice yoga as a team practices her leadership skills. We give people of all ages, incomes, and backgrounds a chance to learn, grow, and thrive. So while you might think of the Y as the place for lifting weights, we're also about lifting entire communities. That's the Y. We're so much more. Visit ymca.net/more.
Hi, this is Winnie from the Rosendale Seniors, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Visit their newest branch, conveniently located at the Ulster Commons Plaza in Lake Katrine. Experience the difference that local community banking offers with the convenience of another great location, easy access, plenty of parking, and a 24-hour ATM. Ulster Savings Bank, invested in community, invested in you. Member FDIC.
All right, we're on Thunder Thursday. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Me either.
We're renaming it.
So we are renaming it. Yeah, I gave you the line. This is Tony Marmo,
And this is Guy Greco.
right? And so I'm giving you the line. Guy is the second week dude.
I've never been so honored with a title in my life. The second week dude. And that's WEEK. So that we don't infer that Tony is the number one week dude.
No. Tony Roser was last week. That's that one we call that one Tony TNT.
TNT, they're catchy
TNT.
name.
That's a little
I'm the
catchy.
second week
This
dude
is-
and
now,
he gets
this is-
TNT.
Here, I'm going to give you. You
Nice.
ready? You ready?
Now.
TNC?
No, TNG.
How about noodles and notes?
Well,
Noodles and notes.
I'm gonna
I'm
need more
noodles.
def-
You're
Oh,
notes.
if you're noodles, I'm good.
Well, you're notes.
Okay.
You're the
I
note
got it.
guy. You know, noodles
to
and
take
notes.
'em.
I
need
can
to
do
take
noodles. I can do noodles.
And I can take notes.
No, you play notes.
Oh, I see.
yeah, that's
I
it.
see.
Yeah, no. So thank you for agreeing to do this. And
Listen, it was
Had a
worth it
little fun.
already. I had an epiphany on my way here.
did. What was the epiphany?
Well, it's a two-story building, as you know, and while waiting for the elevator, I was trying to figure out why I can't lose weight.
You didn't take the stairs up.
No, and it hit me.
Extra
Hold it.
steps.
It's two-story.
Button.
I could take those stairs.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that's for next time. It was too late. I had already summoned the elevator.
Right. Well, you can think about taking it down. A little bit less strenuous, but you can
Yeah,
still.
gravity's my friend on the way down
You can
in a
do
big
that.
way.
You can do that. Don't get your head over your feet though, because then you go tumbling.
That's true. I rolling more in my case. It's 2 cheese sandwiches away from affecting the tides.
So how you holding up? Mostly musically is what I'm.
Musically is just so incredibly depressing
Yeah,
for musicians
yeah,
at this point
yeah.
in time. I know I said it before on the air.
But
It's
say
just-
it again because it's.
they're having a tough time. They're having a really tough time. There's even if people want to go, you can't gather in crowds, and
Right.
so playing music has to be its own reward. But you
Right.
could always do that.
But you need an audience, man.
Yeah, when you get used to an audience, I didn't know how much I was.
Sorry.
It was very depressing. Now the good news in music, of course, is Ian Flanagan on The Voice.
Right,
from
right.
Song.
You were right. We were talking.
What an
about that.
incredible occurrence this is.
Yeah, yeah. And who knew this guy? What did he like? Was he in
Well,
like a karaoke bar here?
No,
in
no,
Kingston
no,
or
no. He's
Saugerties?
been he's been playing around for quite a while in the area, and then he and I don't know the story exactly. I'm sure somebody can help me with this, but I think he sold everything. He bought like an RV, and he was in the middle of COVID, which he didn't see coming, of course, traveling from city to city, finding work with his family.
Wow.
And he was in Nashville and went to an open mic, and someone there was from The Voice, I guess, and said, "Hey, we got to get this guy on the show." He's a real. He's unique. His voice unique. I can hear a lot of Jimmy and Joey Eppert in his voice. Sure, they're an influence. Who are great local musicians. But he's pretty unique. You should check him out.
So yeah, I mean, I have to say I haven't caught him yet on TV. I guess
Well,
I
you
should.
got the finals I think the next show is the finals, and I don't know when that is. But
Okay.
if he wins
I'll leave that
then
up
he's
to
the
Leanne.
champ.
She knows when that is.
Leanne
Occasionally
knows
we watch it.
a lot of stuff.
She does, but I don't know this stuff. And how old a guy is he? Would you say
My guess?
40s,
No. I think he's younger.
like 30s?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess late 20s. Maybe.
Okay.
Mid to late 20s.
Well, we got to root for him. He's a Saugerties guy.
Yeah, he
I mean,
is.
we got to,
yeah, the whole country's rooting for him.
Yeah. So that's good. And does he have what is he? He's not like a country guy, is he? Whose guy is
Well,
he?
you
Is
know,
he Blake?
he's
Is he
Blake, so
Blake's?
he's now doing country, but that's
geez.
not what he did.
Okay.
But his style is so unique that it's more about how he does it than what it is. So it's hard to define. Categories are never for musicians anyway. They're
What
for,
kind of
they're
songs
for
is he
people
singing?
selling music. There's only two categories of music for musicians. There's good music and not good music, and that's
yeah.
it.
Right. I get you.
So
All right. So we're going to root for Ian Fleming.
we got Ian Flanagan, yeah.
Not close enough. Ian Fleming was from the Bond, from James Bond.
Yeah, he was James Bond.
He was James Bond.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he-
Flanagan. All right. Good. Well, what else? So we have a couple of guests today. We have 7:30. John Masurgeon from Central Hudson, the amenable Armenian. Scott kind of gave him that moniker a long time ago. He used to call him the angry Armenian, but the guy's the least angry person on the face of the earth. He
Yeah,
really
he's
is.
not angry.
He's not angry. And then at 8 o'clock, we have Dr. Ed Alio. He's going to call in.
Great.
You know, he's the a local pundit of politics, and he also is an audiologist. So
Yes, I met the good doctor when I was
Yep.
here with
And
Scott.
so, if you really, guys should hire Dr. Ed just for their marriage so that they can hear their
their
wife.
marriage?
For the marriage. He's like a marriage counselor because,
I was unaware.
he makes men hear better.
That doesn't mean they'll listen. Just means they hear better. They're two different things.
Right. Right. No, Ed's a great guy, and I've known Dr. Ed for a long, long time. Because he was affiliated with Kingston Hospital a long time ago.
Ah,
Yep. And then at 8,
as were you.
as was I, and a long time ago in a land far, far away, as I like to say. And at 8:30, we have Joe Deegan coming on. Joe's going to talk to us about, what's going on in the real estate market, commercial stuff, how many Brooklynites are buying up everything in the
sure
world.
seems to be the case.
Should be a fun show. So
What's this button here?
Oh, don't touch that button. Oh, that's
one of those? Which seat?
That's bad news button. The bad news button. Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That'll
So, listen, I know that
plastic Jesus.
from the massive audience that we have,
Yeah.
without a doubt, they're going to draw comparisons now because so I want to beat them to it because you can't replace Scott. You can't. I'm not even trying to fill his
could both
seat.
shave our
I've noticed you jumped in his seat before
only-
before it even was
Right.
cold. That must be a good seat.
But see, truth be told, I yielded this seat to Scott because
I was going to say, he's actually been here since the beginning for 19 years. So.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
so-
been here for 2002.
Well,
Scott,
maybe
18
that may be
years, sorry.
true, but Scott Harrington comes up with names like the amenable. What's it? The
Armenian.
amenable Armenian,
Yeah.
and you come up with the second week
Noodles.
dude.
Noodles.
Noodles,
Noodles
the
and
second
notes.
week dog, the second week host.
All right, I can work on that. Get a little brainstorm in the shower sometimes.
Perhaps you should get some input from my wife. She thinks there's only two things wrong with me. Only two things between me and perfection.
Okay, let's hear him.
All that breathing in and out.
That's it.
They're the only two things that stop me from
Oh,
being
man.
perfect.
So the Christmas season's here. Are you psyched for that, or not psyched for that? Or most guys are
I
not
don't know
psyched
what to
for the Christmas season.
Yeah, I don't know what to make
I mean,
of it.
you know.
Everything is so different.
Yeah,
I just got by Thanksgiving.
yeah.
I guess I'm ready for Christmas.
Right.
My wife has decided we're giving each other a chair each, a living room chair each.
That's a good idea.
I guess
Piece of
I
furniture?
really had no input,
Right.
but she said, I figured out what I want for Christmas. We're each getting a chair and getting rid of the couch.
Better than a sleeper sofa.
And then I thought it was maybe no, I don't know how that's better. No, I don't think it's better. I don't have a sleeper sofa, but I don't know how it's better.
This is like one of those lounge chairs that you pull the handle
No,
back
it's
on?
these big, yeah, but it's a big stuffy. It's
Yeah, it's huge.
And I went out to my truck, and there happened to be a business card just when I'd opened my truck of some guy at the furniture store. Apparently,
She's been snooping.
Yeah, it's all over. We're getting 2 chairs. So Merry Christmas,
Merry
honey.
Christmas. Yeah, great.
You? Any furniture in your future?
I don't think so. No, I don't know. We're we don't do gigantic things at Christmas for each
It's
other.
not that big a chair,
Yeah,
Tony.
it's not. Well, that's pretty big. I mean, So I think we do a big Christmas Eve deal down at my sister's house.
Nice. And that's happening this year?
Oh yeah, that's happening.
You do the Italian
Oh, yeah.
thing with the fishes and all the
Yeah,
stuff?
we're gonna have
Nice.
11 fishes, so the governor can't.
11.
11
That's
instead of
the-
10 fishes.
I see.
Well, it's actually 7, but that's still within the guidelines unless we're in critical red orange or.
I didn't know that there was a fish quota. I was unaware.
There's a COVID fish quota. Yeah, absolutely.
Cuomo quota?
Yes,
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not
Go
saying
ahead.
it.
3 times fast.
Not saying
Try.
it. Not saying it. So that's good. Is it? Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have serving team something. I don't know.
Well, that sounds great. And where is this? Where's this happen?
Oh,
The fish?
down in Glenham, Fish Kill.
Yeah, I've heard.
In between Fish Kill and Beacon is Glenham. Little
I know- I
town.
was unaware.
Yeah, so I'm a Fishkill guy, born and raised. So
I was unaware of that as well, that you're a fish kill guy.
yeah, yep.
I figured with your suave sophistication, you were in New York. You were, no, Manhattanite.
Oh yeah, right.
Transplanted Manhattanite. When I first met you, I was pretty sure you were in the witness protection program.
My parents were from East Harlem. They grew up in 116th Street, and so I'm a city guy, kind of, sort of. They grew up in.
No, that's them, Tony.
That was them. That was them. Yeah, no,
My mother was a
I grew
Brooklyn
up in
girl. That
Fishkill.
didn't help me.
A Brooklyn girl.
Yeah.
What part of Brooklyn?
Well, when I was growing up, they lived in Park Slope, but before that, I don't know.
Yeah.
All over. Big Irish
Folks
family.
from Brooklyn. Yeah, big Irish family.
Yeah.
What was their name?
Mom is what I like to call her.
Mom have a last name?
Greco, yeah, she's married to my father. What are you saying I am? What are you accusing
No,
me
I'm
of?
saying Greco is not Irish. The last I knew.
Oh,
Was
it's
your
her married
mom's-
name. I just told you.
I know. Your
My parents
mom's
were
last
married
name is
when
like
I was
Sullivan or something, or O'Reilly.
No, it's Manning. It's Manning.
Manning. That's
Yes.
That's a good.
Yes, for all you Giant fans. That's right.
that-
I had an uncle, I had an Uncle Buddy that told me that we were related to Archie Manning long before these,
Oh yeah.
before his kids came along, and I was pretty thrilled to hear that. And I figured he would know, so I went home and I informed my father that I was related to Archie Manning, and he was not, because he's only married to my mother. She's not his
Right.
mother. And he said, "And you're not related?" I said, "No, I am." He said, "Well, why would you think that?" I said, "Uncle Buddy told him." I said, "Oh, you're Uncle Buddy."
He's got drunk
Uncle
again.
Buddy that told you that his dog was a swamp dog from the Chattahoochee, and that the bears up in Washokian call him by summoning him with 2 fingers. That Uncle Buddy?
That Uncle Buddy.
Turns out I may not be related to Archie Manning.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Lawrence, Happy Christmas Fund, doing okay?
It is, but we're a little behind in collecting money.
Okay.
$65,400 was pledged. I think we've only collected about 45 of it.
Wow.
So we need to, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is. I know, with the COVID and all that, it's, and they do have till Christmas to send it in. So,
Yeah, but they got to send it in, or else we got to get a
3
guy for
weeks
that.
to go or
Yeah.
whatever.
Do we
or
have
2
enough?
weeks.
We got a guy for that. Yeah, we got a guy for collections.
Oh, yeah? What, is he sitting right next to you?
No,
Not me, no,
bigger
no.
than him. You kidding me?
The only thing I'm collecting is
That guy's-
pounds.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, if you did pledge some money and you haven't sent it in, please do so.
Yeah.
Because we already sent out the cards. We actually got done doing them on Monday or Tuesday. We finished off. So we have to put the money out. That's why we keep some left over from
Right.
last year. It's because we got to send the cards out before all the money gets
Prime
in.
and pump. So,
So if you did make a pledge and you haven't sent it, please send it.
Right.
P.O. Box 4364.
Yep, P.O. Make it out to WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund, P.O. Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402.
Right.
And more important than ever this year. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you're not kidding.
Absolutely. And, if you're so inclined and you want to make a little tax donation, year-end tax donation, right here.
Perfect way to do it.
Kingston Community Radio.
Yeah.
Kingston Community Radio, right here. We didn't get involved in Giving Tuesday. I mean, every not-for-profit in the planet was involved in Giving Tuesday, kind of, sort of. I don't know. I
never heard of it.
Giving Tuesday. Somebody made that up, I guess. But I guess I contributed to a not-for-profit. But that's fine. But we're not for profit, 501c3, and we're on the air only by the graces of our listeners and our underwriters, of which Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union is one.
Yes,
So
and
thank you.
also
What's
my
happening?
employer.
What's happening? What's happening there?
I'm doing some back office work. They move me around like I'm in the witness protection program, which is okay with me.
Right.
I am
All right.
still
All right,
helping
you're behind
with
the
mortgage
scenes.
pre-quals. I'm behind the scenes.
Hey, can you personally forgive my paycheck protection loan, my PPP? Can you personally do that?
Even if you say pardon me because you burp, I can't. I can't forgive you.
You can't forgive that.
Now, which
Yeah.
loan are you talking about again?
The Paycheck Protection Program.
Okay,
So,
for forgiveness. Yeah,
forgiveness
so
is kind of sort of coming, right?
No, it's
That's kinda
happening.
Like my
It's happening.
story of my life.
Forgiveness is definitely happening. The SBA have opened the portal, so to speak, and it's happening a little quicker than it was before.
Okay.
There is a new curve that the federal government threw in that was unplanned, and
The IRS or federal government.
well, no, there's the EIDL.
Yeah, the EIDL loan, right? The economic.
Well, it
Injury
turns out,
Disaster
yes,
Loan.
it turns out it is a loan and not a grant.
Yeah. That we knew.
So
the
the-
10 grand. The 10 grand. The whole thing. Yeah. No. The whole.
No, so what happens now is your loan will be forgiven, but if you had an advance from the EIDL, they tag that onto your forgiveness
Paycheck.
loan, and that's now, you owe that instead.
Yeah, but we got at Norman Severn, we got an economic injury disaster loan,
Yes.
and that's like almost like a 30-year note
Yes.
at 3.75, whatever it
That's
is.
right.
So we didn't have to make starting next whenever.
So you never assumed it was a grant?
I never did. The 10 grand, there was a 10 grand grant, if you will, and that one is
and I
going
hope-
to get. No, I know.
I hope you're right about that.
No, it's okay. No, we're figuring that's going to be tacked or subtracted from the paycheck protection if that gets.
That's
if
right.
that gets-
That's exactly what will happen.
So-
But they haven't let a lot of people know that, so it's coming as a shock to some.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, but I think the whole thing is whether it gets forgiven. Does it get declared as income, and what about the expenses that go along with it?
I'm not sure they've.
They've not ironed it all out.
I really
or-
don't think they have. And the deferment has been extended to 10 months from 6. So
Right, you don't have
it
to
gives
pay
them a
it
little
back.
time to sort it out.
Right. Yeah. But this year's tax return is going to be affected. So that's kind of what.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody who got one
I'm
of
not
those.
sure everybody gave
So
it
we
a lot of
used it
thought.
exactly the way it was supposed to be used for payroll and,
That's right.
and more interest, blah blah blah. The things
That's
that
right.
they prescribed. We didn't go out and buy a BMW with it. We didn't go to an adult entertainment place.
You mean another
Blow it.
BMW and another adult
Yeah,
place.
yeah, correct. So we use it for the intended purpose. And I'm thinking that we met the forgiveness standards, so the government should do what they said they were going to do, and we haven't
The
applied yet.
government
though.
should always do that.
They
Yes.
should, but they don't. I know.
I don't know what's happening to me here now. I'm developing Louis Armstrong's voice.
All right.
Excuse
What are you
me.
drinking in there? What's in there?
I don't-
Alcoholic beverage?
I'm not sure that you have the right to look in that cup or even sniff it, as
Right.
it turns out.
All right. So the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union is doing good.
We are doing good.
Wayne Winkler's the great president.
He is indeed.
He's a great guy.
He's a great
Very
guy.
good community guy. He's you all were super supportive of the Happy Christmas Fund this year, Lawrence, right?
He was
Came up
so,
with 7
Wayne
or
was,
8 grand. That was like unbelievable.
Wayne was absolutely
Yeah.
thrilled to do that.
Yeah.
I've never seen him happier than that. He was thrilled to do it.
He didn't even wear socks that day. I was very impressed.
Didn't notice him. Why do you look at the man's feet?
I mean, well, the guy came in, it's like, 20 degrees out, and he's got penny loafers and no socks.
How do you know this?
Because I looked at his feet when he walked in. He looked very dapper.
What am I wearing right now on my feet?
Boots.
Probably ugly, torn cowboy socks.
I am wearing. I'm glad I'm glad I didn't come in with 2 different socks and sneakers on.
Right.
And so are you, I guess.
I am. So the credit union generally, forget paycheck protection for a minute. It's going good. People are
It is.
participating.
That's right. It's
We're
going.
involved.
Mortgages, as
Mortgages.
I'm sure we'll talk to, are through the roof.
Right.
Right. There's a great influx of people from Brooklyn. Everyone, and I know I've said this before as well, but every time we talk about Wayne, I want to, for me, a very important thing, not just for me, but for everyone that works there and their families. Wayne has made sure that everybody that worked there before the beginning of
Getting
this
a frozen turkey.
they're still working there. No
Still
one has
working.
been laid off
Oh,
due
that's
to
amazing.
COVID. And let's face it, some unscrupulous people could wave that flag
Oh, yeah.
and cut heads if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And I don't even
But
know
some
that
were
that's
for
happening.
legit
but-
reason, I got to say. Some
Absolutely for
businesses
legit
were
reason.
devastated.
Sure, absolutely.
And
But
then-
Wayne has found a way to do it along with the
Right.
board to keep everyone employed that was working there, and that's, I don't know, I couldn't
a
be
big
more
deal.
grateful than that. Right. I couldn't
It's
be more
kind of a
grateful for that.
throwback employer, really, if you think
It
about it.
kinda is.
Because, a lot of employers just say, you know what, it's all about making money and the profit
Right.
and.
And like you say, a lot of them legitimately can't,
Right.
they
couldn't-
just can't afford to keep on a
Right.
full staff.
Yeah, well.
How is your business doing during this time? Is this?
I
is
mean,
this an
we're
upswing
almost.
for
Oh
you?
yeah, we're almost back to, if not back to, our pre-pandemic volumes. So we're
Excellent.
getting job calls like crazy. When one is pretty common, that is common is mortgage processor
Yes.
from some of the financial
Very,
institutions.
very sought
Which
after.
yours is one.
Yeah, very
So,
sought after.
And so because there's a uptick, and the other one is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Dad, I want to be a temperature taker. That's another one, a temperature taker.
I
That's
didn't even know that was a job.
that's
That was
a job.
a
That's
calling.
a job. So that's a. Yes.
I think that's more of a
Another
calling.
one. Another one is a tracker. It used to be different in the Western movies.
You're talking about data.
Data tracker for the plague. Yeah, absolutely. So
And is that does the
That's a
government
JOB.
support that? Is
They
that
do.
a government sponsored
They do.
job?
They do. So there's some jobs that have been created as a result of the pandemic that were not there
Always. There's
previously.
always some- there's always-
Right. It's amazing how we pivot and come up with something. But no, our business we're getting a lot of calls for jobs, which I think is great because that means the economy is starting to come back. Restaurants still, Lawrence can speak to this. I mean, restaurants are still quarter capacity, Lawrence?
25 or 30%, but there's not many people going out. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Especially with the second wave now.
Yeah,
And-
there were though on Saturday night there were a few people out, but they were all local.
Yeah.
I saw Ken and Anna Brett out.
Yeah.
I saw a bunch of local people, a few people I went to high school with.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that people from the city are not coming up here because everything is shut down up there.
I mean,
Or
I'm
down-
walking
down there.
around. Not to interrupt you, but walking around yesterday at 4:30. I came back to the office for something. I left yesterday at 2. I came back to the office yesterday at 4:30.
Wednesday.
I
Wednesday.
I passed one person on the street.
Right.
I mean, there's no. I mean,
Well, I think
Say hi to that person. Did you greet?
Well,
them
they were on the
somewhat?
other side of the street, and I
think
tried to
the
move
wave-
away.
the word
should
is
at least
out.
wait.
Yeah.
Ulster cases soar past 1,500. I think people are, I guess, appropriately taking
Yeah.
precautions.
Yeah, I think so.
I
think it's
get
appropriate.
that. I mean, there's some people that get COVID and have very low reaction or
Right.
very minor reaction to it, and there's some that get it and have a severe reaction. I mean,
Death
it's
is a
it's back
severe
to-
reaction.
Death is probably the most severe, wouldn't you say?
Seems so far.
Yeah, I mean, the nursing homes are starting to get more COVID cases back in them, and the hospitals too. We provide staff to nursing homes in the area, so we know this.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, I'm a vaccine guy. I think it's going to be a game changer.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not going to get it until like March or April, though.
Yeah, well,
because there's a
whatever.
bunch
Then
of
you
other
have to
people.
wonder. You
There's
have
a
to
bunch of
wonder
other
the-
people in front of us, but it's on the way. I
No,
mean,
but if you get
you have to
happy your
wonder
days
who's
are
gonna
coming.
take it. Right.
I mean, yeah. I
But
mean,
Cuomo's
everyone's
got
gonna
people
take
so
their own.
scared that half of New York's not even going to take it.
well,
So just let me jump
so-
right in front of them, because if
right.
you don't want
So
to.
here's what's going to happen. By
take a
March,
vaccine
they'll have
that's gonna help
sufficient
you.
data on enough of the first line workers, the hospital workers, wherever
nursing homes.
They're going to have
Yep.
sufficient data that's going to say, you know what, it's the same thing as taking the regular flu shot.
The flu vaccine's only 75% effective.
Right. Anyway,
These
so-
ones are 94 to 96%.
And to be
effective.
transparent and honest in this, I got the flu vaccine this year because of COVID. I didn't want my
Yeah.
immune system
How'd
weakened.
you feel?
Otherwise, I'm fine. But I never get
I never got the flu
shot.
either. I just
never
started
get
getting
the
it
flu
last year,
shot.
too.
I get the flu. Not every year, but I get it, and it's what
The
it is.
real
and it
flu,
runs-
though, I mean, the flu is like
I know.
bad,
but
man.
I'm aware. I'm aware.
80,000 people a year die from influenza.
Yeah. The
It's
regular
crazy.
flu. 80,000.
Yeah, around 80,000.
that
I
from the
didn't
New
know that
York
until
Post?
COVID came out.
So, you
Data. It's the data. The
you
data
only
sources.
want the data that
I
backs
just-
up what you want.
Right, exactly.
to back up.
What's-
I don't think you're
Right,
rare with
right,
that.
No. Oh man.
I was offered a job outside of Green. I wouldn't take it. A handrail liquor. truck.
A handrail liquor.
Yes,
right.
it was people who couldn't afford the temperature takers.
Oh.
This is a protracted way of
Wow,
figuring out if
wow.
everything was all right.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty
Thirsty work.
yeah, thirsty work.
Yeah.
So we're just looking at.
What are you doing on your cell phone there?
Well, I'm trying to figure out the number of regular old flu deaths per year.
Lawrence just told you.
Well, I'm a fact checker. I'm not. I don't.
You don't go ahead, check it.
don't
I'm
just
not
hire
making it up.
yeah, right.
You don't just play one on
No,
TV.
exactly.
He's a fact checker.
Yeah.
Where do you go to check those facts?
Well, you know who gives you that? The Who, and that's not
The
Peter
Who.
Townsend. That's
Right.
right. Is that Peter Townsend? Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Townsend.
The guitar player in the Who. Yeah, it's absolutely.
No, that'd be the World Health
He's
Organization.
not. He's not working either.
He's
He
not
might be
working
working
either.
for the World Health Organization.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You think
Windmill
about
temperature checks.
you think about just the amount of money that has just not been either made or spent on entertainment, and
Oh,
I mean, it's just
know-
mind-boggling. I mean, it's got to be in the billions, tens of billions, of
Sure.
hundreds, billions. of
sure. As far as live music goes, it's just completely shut
You know,
down.
really.
Now, and along the lines of entertainment, I was in Mid-Hudson Valley's Port Ewan branch a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Jones branch, and I had two different people come in and say they listened to the radio and had heard me on the radio.
Great. There you
Now
go.
I don't know if they live in the same household,
Right.
but I was a little shocked actually. Well, and
What are you talking about? This
Well,
is
there's
legit
repercussions.
radio. What do
Yeah.
you? I mean, this is not like.
I'm not
some
saying the radio
college-
isn't legit. I'm saying I'm not legit.
You're
I need to be a
legit.
little
You're
more.
here.
I need to be a little more thoughtful about what I say. It's going out there.
Why?
People are listening. Tony Marmo, you're shaping the youth of America on this
I'm
program.
not sure we have the youth exactly listening, but they might be. We want more youths listening.
Yes.
Um,
Why is that?
well, because we just want more people listening.
Ah.
And we want more people to donate to KCR because that's how we stay on the air and pay the rent and the insurance. And,
Are you telling me I'm a co-host to a glorified pyramid scheme? Is that what you're telling me?
Ponzi. My middle
Now,
name is
now
Ponzi.
you come up with a nickname.
Ponzi and Notes.
And second week notes. Second week noodle note. Second week noodle note, dude.
So one of the things we're working on, we're cooking up, and we got to go to break in a little bit, a minute or so, is we want to bring in some live music into this setting.
Yeah.
Lawrence said, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Get maybe even
And
a
if you wanna
Facebook
bring
Live.
it-
Somebody can figure out how to do that.
If you want to bring in the Utes, we're not bringing it into the setting. We're going to have some music up in this piece.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
There you
do
go.
it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll sing background harmony or something.
We'd like to. I've asked Logan, and he's graciously accepted. Logan Callahan will come
Great.
next month when I'm here.
Is that the guy in The Voice?
No, good friends. Though. They did a lot of gigs together. They do that. What
Oh.
is this? It's a big song, and I apologize. I can't think of it this early. My communications. This is a bad time to be on the radio. I'm about
Or
to.
coffee.
I'm about to lapse into a dolphin-like series of clicks and whistles.
All right, don't do that. Lawrence, how about we go to break, and we're going to come back with John Masurgeon from Central Hudson.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM, and also online at mykcr.org.
100 years ago, there were 100,000 tigers in the wild. Today, there are as few as 3,200. The Earth's wild animals can't speak up when they need help, but we can. Be the voice for those who have no voice. Visit worldwildlife.org.
This is Greg Jorvis, and once again, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund is asking you to help the needy this holiday season. For the last 50 years, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund has helped less fortunate families have a happier holiday. Look for our collection boxes at the local branches of the Ulster Federal Credit Union, Rondout Savings Bank, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, Ulster Savings Bank, and at the Kiwanis Ice Arena in Sorganes. Thank you very much, and have a happy and Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Steve Thomas for Habitat for Humanity Restore. Habitat Restores are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers that sell new and gently used furniture, building materials, and appliances to the public at a fraction of the retail cost. The Ulster County Restore at 406 Route 28 in Kingston needs your donations. Call our hotline at 845-853-7499 to schedule your free pickup. And thanks.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Ruth Quick from town of Ulster. I support Kingston Community Radio, and you should too.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Visit their newest branch, conveniently located at the Ulster Commons Plaza in Lake Katrine. Experience the difference that local community banking offers with the convenience of another great location, easy access, plenty of parking, and a 24-hour ATM. Ulster Savings Bank, invested in community, invested in you. Member FDIC.
All right, we're back. This is Thunder Thursday. I think
it's got to be something catchy. We got to come up with something.
Noodles and notes. We'll have to work on noodles and
I have to make the sound of noodles. So
something like that. This is Tony Marmo.
And Guy Greco.
And John Masurgeon, our friend, the amenable Armenian, is on the line.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning,
John.
This is the first post-Scott Harrington show. Well, this is the second one, actually, but first for you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's sad.
No, he was.
It's not that sad.
He was a fixture on this program for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
A real enthusiastic supporter for community radio. So
yeah, absolutely.
We're going to definitely miss him.
Yep, I think we did roughly 2 to 2.5 years together, but then he had, his minor cardiac issue there that kept him off the air for 6 months. But
I was unaware you guys did time together.
Yeah, we did time together. Yeah,
2.5 years.
Green Haven over in in Hopewell. We were it's a nice place. Nice place. They could do a little bit better with the bunks. They need a little bit more better mattress. The bunks there. So
yeah, the bunks.
John, how's it going?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
It's just like everybody else. We're trying to navigate our day-to-day work
right
with what's going on out there in the real world, and
right.
It's a bittersweet holiday season, but
Yeah.
We're all going to make the best of it, and we're all going
Right.
to make it very special.
Yeah,
that's right, John.
That's our plan.
We've probably put up less Christmas tree lights this year than we did outside. I don't know why. Maybe.
Well, you're cutting into now you're in John's lane by using less lights. That was a great segue, Tony.
All right. John, how's it going with the workforce in terms of, you're dealing with, I'm sure you have your own internal COVID protocols, right? I mean, in terms of.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going pretty well. I mean, we're getting some positive cases.
Right.
And so those employees are, of course, being quarantined. Most of them have contracted the virus from outside of the work setting.
Yeah, right. Right.
And many are working remotely, so that's helpful.
Yeah.
Some are working in the office, so we do contact tracing and we clean and sterilize the office setting. But for the most part, it's just a small handful of employees who are impacted. They're all doing well, which
right.
is knock on wood, we're really grateful for that.
Right.
But we're being very, very, very careful, and we are communicating with our employees regularly on how they really owe it to themselves, their families, and quite frankly to our customers to be safe. We need them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
This is we're a critical service provider, so we cannot fall down on the job.
That's right.
We have to continue with what we're doing, just like hospitals and police departments, fire departments. So many critical services that we all rely on. We really need them to be careful, to make sure that their employees are being careful, and so that we can depend on the services that they provide.
Right.
And
that's
opposite
where
of
we're at.
and opposite of most people, when the weather gets really bad and people go inside, that's when you guys are outside.
And the vast majority of our work is outside. We've suspended reading residential indoor meters.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, it's we're giving our customers instructions on how they could submit the meter readings, and for the commercial, we started reading. Some like apartment complexes or condominium complexes, townhouses have a meter room, so we're able to get in there and safely read the meter without impacting anyone.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're staying out of folks' homes. So the only exception is the work that we're doing to replace the gas lines.
Mm-hmm.
When we replace a line that goes to a person's home, if they have an indoor meter, we have to get inside and move that meter outside. So it's a lot of communication with the homeowner about the protocols and what we're doing, and make arrangements so that we can get in without impacting them. It's complete and thorough cleaning, before and after we do our work. But that's the minority of our work activities out there. Like you said, most of it is outdoors.
Yeah, interesting. So what are you predicting for? I'm about to buy a new set of skis from Potter Brothers. What's the snowfall prediction this year? I don't know. You guys do any kind of long range stuff like that?
Yeah, they probably have.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
No, we look at the long range forecasts, and to be honest with you, we take it with a grain of salt because
I get it.
Things change from moment to moment. But I think it's going to be a pretty good season. From what I hear.
Yeah.
We're going to see quite a bit of snow, and the temperatures will be cold enough. So I think everyone's looking forward to that, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think. But now, and someone was telling me, I guess you have to make an appointment to go skiing now.
An appointment?
Yeah.
You got to go on the website and register or something like that. I don't know. It's the new world. We have to ask Joe Deegan that. He's a guest at 8:30 today because he organizes I think for the Benedictine Hospital Foundation. I think they did like a fundraiser up on whether it's Hunter or Bel Air. I can't remember where they go. And he would take out 50, 60 people to the mountain, but I'm not sure he can be able to do that this year.
Yeah, that's there's a real difficulty.
Right.
With that. So John, when they have these big storms, I noticed that. I've read it more than once, that they have crews that help out that come from all over the United States. Is that true here as well?
Absolutely, yes.
How does that work?
How's that work? It's called mutual aid, and there's an organization called there's an organization that covers the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states.
Yeah.
And coordinates mutual aid from other areas. So utilities that need mutual aid will go to this group, and that group will call out to other utilities or even contractors to see who might be available.
And how far away do they come from?
Oh, we've had crews come from Michigan, once from Florida, from Canada, of course, New England and our Northeast states. Wisconsin, so they can come from quite a ways.
What a fantastic cooperative that is.
Yeah, no, it's necessary. Just like police and fire departments have mutual aid agreements, the utilities do that too. And in addition to using this organization to help coordinate mutual aid, we have our own contacts. So we'll reach out directly to some companies to see if they might be able to assist. If a large storm affects a broad regional area, the need for mutual aid is high.
Yeah.
And so our utility friends to the south or north of us may have as great a need as we do, or even more. So you have to be creative.
Yeah.
Where the crews might come from and who to contact and when. if it can take a day or two for these crews to arrive. They're driving these big line trucks, from the Midwest. It's going to take them a while to get here, so you've got to call them in advance.
Yeah,
and make sure that, and it's a judgment call too. You don't want to waste anyone's time to get here if it turns out they're not needed. But we've learned better safe than sorry. So we're very likely to bring in crews from way outside the area if needed. In cases where demand for local crews is very, very high. Mm-hmm. Also, some of our other utility companies that would normally lend crews might be reluctant to release their own until they see how the storms impacted their area.
Right.
So they may wait and say, okay, we can spare some, or no, in fact, we need more. So it can be a bit of a waiting game. It can be a little frustrating, but that's why you have to prepare, and you may have to bring outside crews in early, before the storm strikes.
Now, John, how long have you been with Central Hudson?
26 years.
26 years. You're a real job hopper, John.
yeah, right. Guy can't keep a job.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because some of my colleagues who are retiring put in 40 years, 38 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
These
The company
guys
has a
have been
history
since,
of longevity for sure. Who was doing your job, or what did you start as when you first came to Central Hudson? What was your?
I started in the marketing department.
Okay.
We were promoting, natural gas conversions, heat pumps, lighting, and we were also working with our energy efficiency folks to help promote the programs to help people save on their energy bills. Mm-hmm. And then I got involved with natural gas vehicles, which was a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Using natural
you don't see much of that around.
Natural gas vehicles, interesting. What happened to those?
Emissions. Now, of course, it's all going to electric vehicles.
Electric. Was when you started, was Tony McGargy, was he the voice of Central Hudson back then?
Oh no, he had retired by the time I got in there.
Oh, he did. Okay. Was that Paul Tesoro then?
Paul was there, absolutely.
Paul was there, yeah.
Most of my career with Paul.
Yeah,
he was what a guy. What a
character.
I love listening to him on the radio.
Oh yeah, Paul was an amazing guy. May he rest in peace. The Almanac was kind of a cool thing.
My favorite.
Yeah, the Almanac was always kind of a cool
job. I always wanted. It really is.
Yeah,
right.
That's what a great job that was.
Was that Paul's idea, John?
The Almanac?
Yeah.
Well, it actually started before Paul.
Oh, okay.
What was his name? Kuhn.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his first name. He was a radio personality, I think, on WKIP.
Okay.
He started recording the series on behalf of Central Hudson after he retired.
Okay.
And then I think Tony did it for a while, and then Paul Tesoro came in.
And who does it now?
Not Dunsky.
No one. It's gone.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I would like to audition for this.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Bring
it back.
I know.
Yeah.
Listen,
What a great program.
I'm happy where I am, John, but
Spread our
this is Guy Greco for Central Hudson's
promotional
Almanac.
dollars. It was, because of Almanac, we were very heavy into radio.
Yeah.
And we needed to start spreading that. Those funds around to social media and web and all other types of platforms, because people have different sources of news nowadays. I don't know. Some are diehard radio fans, which we're very glad for your listeners. But some really rely on other platforms for their information. So,
John, do you feel that that radio is going the way of the natural gas powered car?
Stop it.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think radio has a long life.
Oh, that's good.
And
I do too.
And I also think that, gosh, during emergencies or it's a great way to communicate with people. If you can just hop in your car and turn on your radio and you've got the world at your fingertips. So
There you go.
Now,
it's really, really important.
That was spoken like a true marketing guy. The world at your fingertips. That was excellent, John.
Yeah, that was a good soundbite, right?
Yeah.
How long has
Like that.
CEO Charlie Frenny been there? He's been there for quite some time as well.
Oh yeah, Charlie. I think 35 years, something like that.
35?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He,
yeah.
I remember when I first started at Central Hudson, Charlie was a district manager, and
Yep.
he gradually made his way, advance, through the ranks.
Yeah.
He is our storm guru, I will say.
Yeah,
he's led Central Hudson through some major.
Yeah, he's a
storm
great
events.
guy. He's a great guy. He really is. And I love the fact that, there's internal promotions. Happened with Wayne Winkler, right? Internal promotion.
Yes.
When Bill Spearman packed it in,
Yeah.
instead of picking somebody from, Minnesota, we're gonna go.
I wasn't aware Minnesota. Someone from Minnesota was an option, but Wayne was the obvious choice. He was he's perfect for the role. It's fine.
Yeah. I think that says a lot for a company when you can promote from within and the person knows the culture. Unless there's reason to shake the trees and get some coconuts.
Don't you own a staffing company?
I do own a staffing company. What does that have to do with the price of potatoes?
Promoting from within? I don't know.
Well, no. I was internal promotion at Kingston Hospital. Tony Triolzi was the CEO, and this is back in 1993 or 4, and I applied for the job and got it. So I'm obviously a fan of, and I think the employees appreciate that, and they kind of know the person, and
absolutely. It's a known commodity. It's not an X factor.
Opposed to somebody.
But I think there's many cases when you should go outside to hire, and you should call Norman Staffing to do it.
We typically don't do CEO searches, but we could certainly. But that's great. So how's family doing well, John, and getting ready for the holidays? The Masurgeons have a huge clan. You're probably bummed that you couldn't get. I don't know. There's probably a couple of hundred Masurgeons in Poughkeepsie. Maybe not that many.
There are. That is true.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be kind of doing our own thing.
Yeah.
But there's always Zoom or some other FaceTime.
Right.
And you can connect that way. I know for Thanksgiving we connected with my wife's brothers. One was in New Hampshire, one was in Delaware, and we just had a laptop on the table, and we all ate together. So it was great.
Maybe that's the positive. One of the positives of Zooms, and where we're in is maybe you're connecting with some folks that you wouldn't have seen. It's too far to travel. Blah blah blah. I only sleep in my own bed. I can't be overnight. So I'm not coming. I'm not coming to Christmas or Thanksgiving.
But you're right, though. This has opened up a whole new way to get together, and I think that's going to carry on. Well after the pandemic.
Yeah, I think so. Right? Why not?
Yeah. Why not is right.
It's because we like to be in person for sure. And,
yes.
And it's hard to Zoom. Guy Greco with the B-Boys at Hunter Mountain and have an empty lodge and the band is up there.
Right.
But you're on Zoom.
As opposed to thousands of people, it's
right, exactly.
What's going to be up there now.
Exactly, yeah. 3-4 deep in the bar. Come on.
Yeah. I love playing up there at Hunter and at Wyndham. I love those gigs.
I do have something to say.
Please.
Now, and Scott's not here, so he's going to be sorely disappointed. But we are closing up the SenHub store.
OMG! I'm going to have to.
Is it because of Scott's departure?
He's going to have a cow.
He's going to have a conniption.
He is.
He'll probably know.
But there is a silver lining to it.
Okay.
Because we have we're working with local and big box hardware home centers to provide those same savings, instant rebates, right at the store. So you can go to, the big stores like Sam's Club and Target and Home Depot, but also to all of the Ace True Value hardware stores.
Oh, yeah.
Many local stores have that franchise. Many local mom and pop shops.
Well, will Scott be able to access this from Florida?
Oh, he's in Florida.
Yeah, he's in FLA now. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he bought a house
no.
down in St.
All right, so
Augustine.
he'll have to mail order from the local hardware store.
Yeah. He'll probably think that there's some deep discounts now, though. Deeper discounts.
He might make his way back if he gets this
Well,
news.
he's going to come back for the holidays. Yvonne is still up here, and but so he'll be back for Christmas, and I'm sure if he can in advance get a light bulb for $0.25 instead of $1.
Oh, he'd make the trip.
He would make the trip. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure he would.
Yeah, definitely. Because an LED for like 37 cents. Yeah.
Actually, I just got a text from him. He wants to know if any of those natural gas powered cars are on sale cheap.
I know, it's just a shame. Like General Motors was one of the manufacturers of the gas cars, and they recalled many of them, and Chrysler too. But they're still out there, and mostly driven by New York State Fleet, and there's natural gas refilling stations. There's one in New Paltz at the 87 interchange. So they're still being used. Honda makes them as well, believe it or not.
Wow.
But really, it's all going to transition to electric.
Yeah.
So, I think that the charging infrastructure is much broader than the gas refueling. So, I think that's the way it's all going to go.
Interesting. So
back to
SendHub, because this is like a monumental
it's a big
announcement.
Deal.
It was a huge announcement. So is it at the end, like last year, Scott bought a Nest, those
yes,
time and temp things, whatever. And so is it going to be through the end of the year, or you're going to shut it down like 12/31 done or whatever?
Yep, it's going to be through the end of the year.
Okay.
And then all those same deals will be available through the local business community.
Okay.
So it's a way of involving the local businesses, which
that's a good
is
idea.
Really important. You know, throwing that business their way, and allowing folks to support our local economy. That's one big reason.
Right.
And the other reason is because as popular as it was, it became very costly to operate, and we were not seeing the
returns,
the benefits that we hoped to.
Yeah, get it.
So, and when we have these higher costs, it ends up hurting our customers.
Yep.
So by streamlining the process, involving local businesses, we're reducing the costs, we're making it more efficient, and we're supporting the local economy. So that's the idea.
Okay. Well, we appreciate it. John Masurgeon from Central Hudson. He's been on with us for like the last 3 or 4 years. John, how long you been on?
I don't even know.
A long time, man.
It's
right?
Yeah.
It's been a
John
while.
predates Scott Harrington?
I think John's predated Scott Harrington, right? I think maybe.
No. Scotty was there when I started.
Okay. So that's interesting, and we thank Central Hudson for being an underwriter for KCR. It's very important, and it's community radio, and you get the message out. Any update on the gas line projects in Kingston? Is that kind of done now, or
it's wrapping up for the season.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of paving work, paving and patching.
Paving and patching, yeah.
And
Northeast
through the end of the year until the blacktop plants close.
Right.
And then we'll be back in the spring, and we're working with the city to coordinate complete restoration. When the weather breaks.
Yeah.
But we'll have the roads fixed up and passable for the winter, and then a nice top coat when the weather warms up a bit.
Springtime. Yeah, because tis the season for all that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be 55 degrees on Saturday, so
really,
yes,
I know.
Yeah, this Saturday. So who knows? It's skiing season. I don't know. Maybe I'll just hold off a little bit.
You are a diehard skier. Well, good for you.
No,
it's cold in the mountains at night. They're probably blowing snow. I mean, it was 20, I mean, it was 28 last night?
Yeah.
It was pretty cold. Although when I woke up this morning to walk to work, it didn't feel like 28 out. It's more like 37.
Take a road, it was chill.
Why don't you give him a ride?
But you can take a road trip to New England.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, up one of the Killington or Yeah, up in that.
You're on the road.
Tony, I got Saturday 45 and rain all day, or
Really?
rain for most of the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you looking at New York City weather?
I might have been this morning.
Ah.
I might have been watching.
Sunday, 54
There you
and
go.
sunny.
A day off.
It's all right.
Might have had one eye open this morning. I'm not really sure.
I'm surprised you're not traveling now.
I'm glad that we're going to have a warm day.
Nelson.
All right, John Surgeon, thank you so much for everything you do. Have a great holiday with your family, and thank you for all you do with Central Hudson. And it's great having you on the show once a month. We'll see you in 21, man.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
wow,
right.
it's crazy.
Right? Amazing,
Here's
right?
2021.
Like
It's going to be a much better year, John.
20 went by in a blink, didn't it?
I can't wait to put it in the rearview
Like
mirror.
an ice pick in my head. It
was eventful.
Yeah.
All right, Guy, Tony, thank you.
Thanks,
very
John,
much.
so
Happy
much.
holidays
Thank you,
to
John.
Both of you, and
All the best to you and your family.
we'll talk soon. Thank you.
God bless. Stay
Take
safe.
care.
Be healthy. All right. Let's see. We have one. We can sneak in an
We got,
announcement.
yeah, you could read an event.
We got
hey,
an
I
event.
just read in the Freeman, and
Yeah.
I'm not really too big on the Freeman, but free parking starting next Wednesday.
Oh, really?
For the rest
Nice.
of the year.
For
Free park?
Everywhere.
to help businesses.
To help businesses.
Right. Whatever
and,
else going on.
To help us.
Yes.
Plus, right.
Yeah, the
Help-
way we
help the-
play, if you
help the
land
ci-
on that, you get all
help
the
the
money.
citizens.
And I got one bad thing to report.
Go ahead,
Ray,
report
did you read the post this morning? Ray Perkins died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that in the Freeman.
79 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one instrumental in bringing Sims to the Giants.
Right. Right.
Parcells didn't take over until 82, right?
The big
Correct.
tuna, yes.
Yeah, the tuna.
Yeah.
You guys had him for a couple years. How'd that
Big
work out?
tuna and Big
How'd
D.
that work out for you?
Worked out great. He
Yeah.
did what he did for the Patriots. He brought in Bledsoe, got rid of him, and then started a really good quarterback.
Yeah. So let's see. The Boy Scouts of America. By the way, we just bought our Christmas tree from the Boy Scouts place out
Where is
there.
that, on the
on,
bypass? Is that the Boy
No,
Scouts?
it's out by Burlington. That whole
Oh, yeah,
parking
yeah.
lot out
That's
there.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, we're happy to give our money to those folks for the scouting program. Tree's a tree. The needles fall off at the end anyway.
They do.
Right? Who the
They
hell
do.
cares? You pay like $100 for a tree and the needles fall off. So the 2020 Distinguished Citizens Award dinner and auction is this evening, Thursday, December 10th at 5:30. They're honoring Ulster County Executive Patrick Ryan for Distinguished Citizen Award. He's certainly been in the forefront of all our COVID management and
He has.
trying to keep the county together. And
Sure, it's funny. I'm sure none of these elected officials saw this coming.
no, they certainly
When they
didn't.
were running, this probably was not what they signed
this
up
wouldn't
for.
have been, high up on the list. Let's shut down the economy. Let's have all kinds of people get sick. And the Corporate Citizen Award honoree this year is Adams Fairacre Farms. They're great.
They are great.
Amazing. They're all over the Hudson Valley, and they do some really good stuff. Let's see. And the Master of Ceremonies, Ward Todd, President and CEO of the Ulster County Regional Chamber. So you can view the event live on the Rip Van Winkle Facebook page, right? Boy Scouts Facebook page. And it starts this evening, 5:30. So it's a Zoom event, virtual award ceremony, and that's just the way of the world these days.
Tune into that. Yeah, well,
That's
what can we have, right? What would we have?
Absolutely, it'd be the sounds of silence. Otherwise, that was one of your favorite songs, wasn't it? Hello, darkness,
Sure.
my old friend.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, so that's what's going on this evening. One quick one. Our 8:00 guest has arrived. We have no birthdays today.
None.
My stepson Vincent Fatizzi has a birthday tomorrow.
Why didn't you put it in? I mean, jeez.
Because it's
Great
still
question.
today.
Or do you have enough cakes in your freezer that you don't
we
need
know. We
anymore?
probably do.
That's
from,
probably what it is.
Yeah, from the Happy
to
Christmas
see.
Fund. Wreaths Across America, Saugerty's VFW Post, sponsoring a trip to the Saratoga National Cemetery to hang wreaths for the
Oh, well,
for the
that's
vets,
nice, yeah.
Right? December 19th, up there, remember, honor, and teach our children the value of freedom. Wreaths are $15 each and are urgently needed this year. However, there'll be no bus. You're going to self-drive. Meet at the Senior Center on Saturday, December 19th at 9:45 and receive instructions. We're scheduled to place wreaths at 12 p.m., the Saratoga National Cemetery. I'm not sure I've been there. If it's near the golf course up there, which is Saratoga National, I've probably hit some balls into the cemetery. That would probably be my speed.
Nice.
That would be my speed. But mail checks payable to the Saugerties VFW Post 5034, P.O. Box 152, Saugerties, New York. And if you want information, please call Bob Howe at 246-8510. That's Bob Howe, 246-8510. If you plan on attending, you need to call Bob. That's Saturday, December 19th. Lawrence, let's go to break, and we'll come back with Dr. Ed Alio.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM, and also online at mykcr.org.
Someone in your town, at your school, or where you work is suffering from Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. They're dealing with excruciating pain and days when they can't even get out of bed. Chances are someone you know has Crohn's or colitis. Someone like me. I'm Amy Brenneman, and I'm asking you to support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America to help millions of us cope and to find cures. Visit ccfa.org today to learn more. Help someone you know get back to their lives at ccfa.org.
This is Nina Poshupak. Once again, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund is asking you to help the needy this holiday season. For the last 50 years, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund has helped less fortunate families have a happier holiday. Look for our collection boxes at the local branches of the Ulster Federal Credit Union, Roundout Savings Bank, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, Ulster Savings Bank, and at Cantine Field and Saugerties. Thank you and have a happy Christmas.
Think fast. In the short time it takes to listen to this message, a small flame can turn into a big fire. Several minutes more, and thick, poisonous smoke may have filled your lungs and reduced your ability to respond. Give it 5, and your entire home may be filled with flames.
Keep breathing, we got you.
Don't let your world go up in smoke. Have working smoke alarms and practice an escape plan for you and your loved ones. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov, because fire is everyone's fight.
Have you ever experienced a wish come true? For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. One song, one dance, one game, one adventure, one moment changes everything. Make-A-Wish needs your support to grant the wish of every eligible child. Visit wish.org now to help grant more life-changing wishes. Together, we can transform lives, one wish at a time.
Hi, this is Winnie from the Rosendale Seniors, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
This programming is brought to you by the Friends of Kevin Cahill. As a strong advocate of local broadcasting, Assemblymember Cahill urges you to support Kingston Community Radio with your time and donations. Your contributions keep KCR vital and on the air at FM 92.5, AM 920, and on the web at mykcr.org. Please join Assemblymember Cahill and send your gifts of $10, $25, or more to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. Together, let's keep KCR alive.
All right, folks, we're back. Thunder Thursday. This is Tony Marmo.
And this is Noodles.
No, your notes. I'm Noodles.
Notes. You're Noodles.
Noodles and notes. You're going to come up with another one.
We're going to have to do better.
I know, it's a week.
It's
week. Noodles and notes. All right, we'll come up with something. I mean, it's got to be a little bit with music.
We'll have a contest.
We'll have a little contest.
The listeners decide.
Yeah. We're here joined by Dr. Ed Alio. And
welcome.
Welcome, Dr. Ed. How's it going?
Thank you. It's going well. Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, it's always great to have you on the show. We were talking a little bit off the air. You and I go back quite some time, going back to the Kingston Hospital days. We just mentioned Tony Triolzi's name. Rest his soul, and great CEO of Kingston Hospital for a long time. Good morning, caller. You're on Thunder Thursday. What's your question or comment?
Good morning, Thunder Thursday.
It's Scott Harrington.
It's Thunder himself.
It's Mr. Thunder.
He must have heard about
boom.
He must have heard about SenHub.
Yeah.
I got the message about SenHub, and I found out my good friend Dr. Ed Alio was there.
There you go.
Along with my cousin Guy and my great brother from another mother, Tony. So
yes,
good
brother.
morning, all.
It's so good to hear you. Don't tell us what the temperature is today in St. Augustine, but
you're holding up all right down there in Florida.
Everything is wonderful, and the only thing I miss is my family and you guys.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
We'll all be together.
That's absolutely. Yeah, you're coming back up. You're going to be on the show, I think, at the end of the month, right? But for around Christmas.
I'm going to try. Yeah,
good.
That's the
all
goal.
Right.
That's the goal.
Let me see him.
Dr. Alio, how are things going?
Going well, thank you, Scott. Matter of fact, as I text you, I'm coming down to Florida. I'm trying to swing over and see you one day.
Always welcome in my house, my friend. Always welcome.
We'll get pictures and send them to Tony.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, send them.
Perfect.
We'll post them on KCR Facebook. What color Speedo are you wearing today? I'm just curious.
Well, you are curious.
It's my white thong, although it's never white at the end of the day.
Did you say your wife's thong?
No, his white thong.
Yeah, my white thong and my tube top and my work boots. That's my regular.
Great.
That's what I go jogging in.
Any hat today or not? Always a hat?
I don't need a hat today.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
So hard to accessorize your wife's thong.
Sun and tan.
Yeah. So are you going to make, they're probably going to have like a discount section of SenHub, by the way.
What the hell happened?
I don't know.
You went to Florida.
Yeah.
You got to expect some repercussions when you make a move like that.
The GNP dropped, because you left. So,
their best shopper. I was definitely their best shopper.
Yeah. So it's great. Hang on the phone. Dr. Ed wants to talk a little bit about, a few things, but one of it is an experience he had with Kingston Police recently.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, it's all positive, by the way, in the sense that we're so lucky. I have an office in a quasi midtown, uptown area on Wall and Henry, and whenever something goes on, like a false alarm out of my office, the police are there like in 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. They're really, and they don't know who I am. They just show up, and they're really great that way. Yeah. But yesterday, as you also know, so I have to a confession. I really like law enforcement, and I'm a Democrat. I have to always say that. It's
got to preface it.
But I'm the old Democrat. I believe in the people.
Right.
I was a college professor, and now I think the Democratic Party has been hijacked by the elite, by the academics. As an academic, I say that also.
Right.
And I feel bad, and I think the police get a bad rap. And to that end, I don't know if you knew this or not, I did my subversion type of demonstrating, and I painted the streets of Kingston
a
while back, and I put Blue Lives Matter. And the mayor, in his wisdom, erased all of it. I did it in about 8 places. I thought I did a good job. It was really very artful. Anyhow, they did leave one. They left the one.
Where is that one?
And that's right in front of KPD. It's a driveway.
Nice.
It said Blue Lives Matter. And I think, I don't know, they left it, I think, out of probably some political pressure or
respect.
Or out of respect.
Maybe.
Right. and the other,
respect.
And then I snuck back there one Sunday morning about 5:30 with a hoodie on and my mask, and I painted, I support KPD, or we support KPD. So I wrote that down there. So I'm confessing to that now.
Is there a statute of limitations?
Probably not. But what I did yesterday, I was loading an ATM. You'll like this, Scott. And I
Absolutely.
I was at Keegan Ale, and I was anxious to take the dog bits out of my car because they have these dogs there that I always feed. And in my exuberance in getting in there, I left the dog treats on. I grabbed those and left my keys. And so I go inside, and I was in there, and I go out to leave, and I can't get in my car. I'm locked out. It's the only key I have, by the way. So that tells you something right there.
Right.
So Tommy Keegan says, let's call the Kingston police. I said, I don't know. So he calls them, and they show up. They come right over.
Wow.
And this young fellow, Officer Michael Mills, could not have been more helpful.
Do you know him, Scott?
I do know who he is. I don't know him. He's my children's age.
Right.
So a relatively new member of Kingston Police. But I've heard nothing but good things, and I'm glad that we still maintain our committed to excellence mantra in serving the public. While it's mundane and not an emergency response, the goal of the police should be to serve the public.
Yep.
And I'm glad that he did that for you, Doctor.
Well, he did it. And I wanted to shout out and make sure people know that not only do they help us in law enforcement and protecting us, but, when somebody like me gets stuck for a moment, they show up, sort of like the cat in the tree. Let's go get it. Let's go get it out.
Yeah.
Right.
So that I thought that should be said along with my confession. Anyhow, so that's what happened yesterday. That was a good point.
That's great. That's good to hear.
I wanted you to hear that.
Any other
wonderful?
Any other thoughts, Scott? You have any thoughts from your vantage point down there in sunny Florida?
My thoughts are always with my brothers and sisters in law enforcement. I hope and pray for them every day. We just lost Jim Grable.
Yeah, terrible.
26-year veteran of the police department and a lifetime friend, tragically at the age of 56 from a heart attack. And I don't care what anybody says, that job is what causes those things in us at that young age.
Yeah, absolutely.
The stress and the time we spent doing that. So God bless Jim Grable. His mission is complete, and God needed a good soldier in heaven. And my thoughts go out to his family, Kathy and his kids, his wife Kathy and his kids.
Yep.
And I hope and pray that they do well through this. So I just called to say hello, say thank you to you guys.
Yeah.
I heard that the Dr. Ed was on, and he's a great friend.
Yep.
And so keep the faith, good luck, and keep everything safe until my return.
Hey, Scott, before you go, though, I wanted to share a story that Leanne shared with me about Jim Grable, and I was unaware of this.
Sure.
And you may be unaware of it as well. He actually started out in nursing school up at Albany Medical College.
I knew that.
With Leanne, and so she graduated. They're the same age. She I think Jim was in her class, and then he decided the nursing program world was not for him, and left it, and then got involved in the police department at some point after that. This is maybe the mid '80s, I'm going to say, because I think she graduated in '86 or something like that. Took a job at Kingston Hospital.
On the job in '87.
Yeah.
So that in 1987, fresh out of nursing school.
Yeah.
And was an EMT and worked for the Ellenville Police Department.
Right.
And then got hired.
Oh. Did we lose you?
Have you hung up on me?
No. Okay. We still have you on the line.
Hang up on you there, Sen Hub Harrington.
Who's on?
Yeah.
Luke Hirschner's on too.
Luke
called him.
They're laughing.
Luke Kirsten, we got the two Florida guys on here. We're like,
we're actually sipping a mimosa together right now.
On the same boat.
Lou, how are you?
There.
Good morning, Lou.
Good morning, Lou. How's it going?
Hi, everyone. Everything's fine. How are you doing?
Good to hear your voice. Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, well, happy Hanukkah to my Jewish friends too, and everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Great. So you're on with some buddies here, Dr. Ed Alio, right?
Yes. Dr. Ed Alio. I think I've only known him about 60 years.
Is that right, Ed? It might be. Ed's saying possible.
Before I moved here, he knew me.
Oh, no kidding.
Go on.
Well, almost.
Yeah.
when I got here, though.
Yeah, yeah. So how's it going down there, Ed? Amy doing well, and you guys are hanging in?
She's had her days.
Yeah, right.
But it's cold out here now.
What's
Temperature's
cold,
been in the
50?
Yesterday was 42.
Oh.
Today I think it's about 45.
Yeah.
I went golfing with no fur coat on, but I had long pants and a heavy jacket.
Yeah, well.
So if it's
I
cold
guess
there,
I'm
it
going
must be
down at the wrong
freezing there.
time.
Well, we're it's supposed to be 55 or so this weekend here. I think Sunday, Lawrence is saying.
Yeah.
So, but so far we've been blessed with some decent weather, and
It's long,
Well,
long,
thank God,
long
yeah.
coat golfing here, too.
Mid-December, and all you had is flurries, huh?
right. So you sound good. You feel good?
I feel fine.
Great. You keeping
You
your
got me
eye on
on,
what's Ulster County? You coming back
the diet,
someday?
I've lost 20 pounds.
You lost 20 pounds?
Huh? Yeah, it was 208. Now I'm 185.
Okay. Yeah, Guy Greco said he found your 20 pounds.
Yeah. They're right here in front of me.
I could use another 20.
Well, that's good. We're happy to hear that you're doing well. You ever getting back up to Ulster County after the plague is over, maybe, huh?
Oh, I hope. Well, that's what happened. They canceled our flight out 3 times. Then my wife ended up with pneumonia.
Yeah.
Not the virus, but she had pneumonia.
Right, regular
She's
old.
fallen a couple times.
People do get sick, and it's not COVID.
No, I know,
Right,
thank God.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but
Right, Ed?
around 10,000 a
I
day
mean,
down in Florida.
There's still
It's awful.
seasonal colds and stuff like that. Everybody immediately says, "Oh, you have COVID," if you have sniffles or a cough or
Yeah,
this
all
or
they
that.
do is look at you the wrong way, and they think you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a social stigma, for God's sakes.
I do all the shopping now.
Do you really? Yeah.
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 What used to take her an hour takes me 3.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, how is the charter business? Are you up and running yet or not?
We're not up and running yet. We are actually doing the last part of the work on the boat today. There's some fiberglass work and the placement of some new offshore.
You going to come down and see me in West Palm?
I'll ride the boat down and see you in West Palm.
Yeah,
Tony,
that'd be
that
great.
thing that shows
I'll
you
pick you up at
pictures of
the
fish.
wharf.
Ask him
How
about his
cold is
fishing.
it up there, Scott?
It's beautiful up here. It's sunny and 55 on its way to 75 today.
Yeah, well,
Scott,
it's warmer up there than it is down here. That's surprising.
Yep.
So,
but we're going to launch Blue Dolphin charters with the Blue Dolphin 3 this week, and all is
is this what
good.
they mean by a Florida room?
I think
I've
so.
heard about it.
I don't know. You guys could probably be visiting in Florida easily then, right? Scott, but Guy Greco has a question, Scott.
Yes, I didn't know that you were opening a charter
Only
business.
by boat. My wife won't let me drive anymore. My brother lives
yes,
3 hours
I
away. She
am-
won't even let me drive up there.
I am going to open, or I have, we have been doing it for the last year and a half with a smaller boat, but we traded that up to a
bigger
offshore
boat.
and a cruising boat, so we can do sightseeing trips in the harbor area and offshore fishing trips.
And what's the name of this company? I'm sure it's got a creative name.
Yeah, Blue Dolphin Charters.
Blue Dolphin Charters.
Yep, always the same. You can see us online at Blue Dolphin Eco
There you
Charters
go.
and BlueDolphinFishingCharters.com. 27-foot Grady White, offshore fishing, inshore sightseeing, inshore fishing on bad days, although there are no bad days.
The doc wants to know about the Kingstonite discount.
The Kingston discount is Dr. Alio is never going to pay to be on my boat.
There you go.
You can't beat that, Doc.
He'll make it up with me.
Captain Senhope Harrington.
Yeah. So that's interesting. You have sightseeing as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because
A lot of good
we moved
sights
up to
down
a
here.
larger boat that's got a bathroom on it, so we'll do some sightseeing. There's a lot of nice things to see from the water in the St. Augustine area. We have wonderful wildlife with manatees and dolphins and eagles and egrets and all kinds of cool things to see.
So if you use it as a fishing charter and you don't catch anything, do you get the sightseeing
fee?
You pay for the just
You get that
sightseeing
for
now?
nothing.
You're free. Yeah, sightseeing is free if you pay for a fishing charter.
Right. Guy Greco wanted to ask about a fish finder, but I told him don't ask that question. If you had a
Don't
fish
ask that.
finder on the boat.
That's what we're spending a lot of time and money installing right at this moment.
Cool, man. Very cool.
A new fish finder. a bottom scan sonar so we can see the wrecks.
The good doctor just showed me a picture of your boat on his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like the boat from Jaws.
Or Gilligan's Island.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Right.
That's great.
All right, boys.
All right.
I'm going to breakfast.
All right.
I love you all. Have a
Love you
great
too,
day.
Scotty. We'll see you.
Take care, Scott.
Stay well.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
Bye-bye
Bye
calling.
now.
Bye now.
All right,
So
Doc.
what's Ed talking about today, Tony?
He's talking about. He's going to start talking about dizziness and some hearing issues that some of
What'd you
us
say?
might have. Right. So we want to hear a little bit about that. Then we're going to go into a little bit of maybe politics. I don't know. We'll see.
Politics. My God, disgraceful.
Guy was asking me about hearing aids.
The technology.
And the technology has changed. And when I first started as an audiologist, hearing aids were quasi-antique. Not really, but they were all analog hearing aids. Now everything is digital. But the hearing aids now are very smart. They have artificial intelligence literally in them.
You don't even know they're wearing them.
That's right, and you can't see them. But there's all kinds. And just to give you an example, the hearing aid today can tell direction. Example, if you're in a car driving and someone's in the back seat talking, if they're talking 12 points louder or 12 dB louder, the hearing aid will literally turn 180 degrees and listen. It won't turn on your ear, but no, it won't physically do it. But it will turn and listen to what's going on. Now it can do it right and left also. So they're pretty smart that way. And it can tell the difference between noise now, like your refrigerator humming or making noise, or people doing background noise in a restaurant, and music. So music used to be noise, and it would mute it down. And now it doesn't do that.
Wow.
So they're pretty smart. There is a hearing aid out there. Ready for this? There's a hearing aid out there. I don't know. I have no patients who ever purchased this hearing aid, but it's kind of cool. It understands 27 different languages. Simple,
translates them.
Holy cannoli!
So if you said how are you in Spanish or something, it could do that. It also can tell you it can tell you how many steps you're taking. It can measure your heart rate, and now they're working on temperature. And how often you're talking versus how often you're listening.
You're kidding.
Honest to God.
There's a marital aid right there.
I was going to say, if it'll remind you to take out the garbage.
Right.
But it'll also tell you how often which gender talks more or less, I guess.
Oh, well,
but.
Do we need a hearing aid for that?
No, I don't know. I think simple math will take care of that one.
And they get smaller and smaller. There's one called an IIC. It's so tiny, it goes right down toward your eardrum, and you can't even see it at all.
Wow.
You can't see any part of it. There's another one that is like, if you visual it as a piece of plastic or dome, soft plastic, that we can put on the eardrum electronically. Wow. And for people who can't wear a hearing aid because, let's say, they have infection in their ear and their ear drains and they have their eardrum has a hole in it and it drains fluid, that kills the hearing aid if it drains into it. So they have another one. It's called a Baha, whatever. And what it is they can literally, this bone behind your ear is called the temporal bone. They can put a metal screw, surgically metal screw there, and attach the hearing aid to it, and it becomes a vibrator, and it goes not to one ear but both ears, so people can hear.
Wow,
it's pretty cool.
So all this stuff happens by connecting to a smartphone. In terms of how do you
smartphones are interesting.
Yeah.
You can stream to the TV from your phone to your hearing aid. You can do it for Bluetooth. From Bluetooth you can listen to your folks. Your phone. You can turn your phone up. You can turn different programs. Like they have multiple programs in hearing aids. Matter of fact, too many. But they have programs for the restaurant. They have programs for TV. Programs for general listening. And it will also do such things as zoom in. In other words, if Guy and I are sitting across from each other in a restaurant and there's noise all around us, what it will do is it will go from like 45 degrees out from where you are to where your nose is in the middle, and it will pick up what's in front of you and reduce, not eliminate, but reduce the noise around the back.
Background noise.
So it's pretty cool. There really are
Are
different
these
hearing aids.
mostly recent developments? They've had this stuff for years like that?
Well, a lot of it, the stuff I was telling you about the language and stuff is about
That's
2
gotta be
years.
counted,
A lot of the digital stuff's been around 10 years or longer, but it's become more and more sophisticated.
The language one is very interesting. I'm thinking I'm not sure that I want to know what people that are intentionally speaking in a foreign language around me are saying.
What they're saying.
That's a good
You're a
good
big
point.
jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's you have to be right there with the person, but if they're talking around you, I don't know.
So insurance, out of pocket, I mean, is it a combo, Medicare, no Medicare?
Medicare pays for nothing for hearing aids.
No kidding.
Oh, really? Some of the Medicare Advantage programs will pay something for hearing aids.
Right. So pretty much out of pocket.
People would like, think about this. About 50 million people need hearing aids.
Yeah.
Times 2.
Right.
That would break a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a minimal amount of money, it would break the bank.
Yeah.
So, and same thing with glasses, But
Right.
some of the Advantage programs you see on TV, especially now,
Yeah,
they'll
they're
pay for
promoting, pushing.
everything,
Right,
whatever
right.
that means.
Yeah, BS is what it means.
And that is mostly a very limited hearing
group.
aid, kind of the
Basic
hearing aids. But they still work. All hearing aids work.
Yeah, but your
If you
basic
know-
hearing aid costs $3,000-$4,000 now.
Yeah. If you understand the limitations of a hearing aid and what they can do, you're okay. And that's the confusing part, because a lot of people out there who have hearing aids for the public, sometimes overprescribe. Like somebody in a nursing home or somebody lose age. Oh, sorry, Lou.
Thank you. At least I'm here.
Yeah, you're above the grass.
And apparently you can hear well.
Yeah, right.
But what I'm saying is, some people don't need all the bells and whistles.
Right, exactly.
They need a mid-level
Yeah.
type hearing aid. In our practice, that's probably what we do mostly.
Yeah.
Because it's affordable. And
Lou was asking $3-4 grand average hearing aid ish. A little higher, 5-6.
No, 6 is a little over the top, I think. But 4,500, 4,800 is a good level.
Right.
5,200 is the top of the line in our practice. People say they're more money. They can charge more. I mean, they can, and they get good service.
Right.
But the bottom line is, then the patient starts to expect a lot more from the hearing aid. And when the hearing aid when they have a hiccup, the patient, they don't understand, then they get upset. Yeah. So I think it's
my aunt used to wear hers on the table.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even put it in her ear.
Well, my father, who never had a high school education, when he was in Florida, he always wanted to do stuff. So he wanted to learn how to repair hearing aids. And he couldn't get a license because he didn't have a high school education or a college education. So we made him a card, because he was good at repairing stuff. It said, "Hearing aid repair is our only business." And so he could never dispense a hearing aid, but he would fix a lot of hearing aids.
Right, amazing.
A lot of hearing
aids.
It
is amazing. Well, that's supposed to put that through school.
And I was already out of school by then.
Yeah.
But anyhow, it's important that there's a definite understanding of what seniors need and what people need from hearing aids. And that's, I think, the biggest problem is nobody wants a hearing aid.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks they need it, and everybody thinks it's too expensive.
Right.
But without it, there's also literature out there. There's literature out there showing that if people who don't wear hearing aids become isolated, they don't want to go to restaurants. They don't want to go out. They don't talk.
Right.
Somebody who is outgoing all of a sudden becomes more
inward.
Yeah. And
Right, but what about the person that has a hearing aid on, and that all that noise in the restaurant is there? Doesn't it affect them?
Well, that's what we were just talking about. That's a good question. It affects them, but it's not magic. What I say to people, and I wrote a book, an article on this called "Reverse Eavesdropping." Let me explain. What I say is that what I say is that people wear the hearing aid, and when there's background noise, when they hear the noise, they stop listening. But when you and I are talking, and there's somebody talking next to us, we stop listening to the person we're talking to, and we zero in and concentrate on the person next to us, and we eavesdrop. Right. With hearing aids, you do the same thing, except when you're talking to the person in front of you and there's background noise, you can't stop listening. You have to concentrate and pay attention, and you'll do better.
Yeah.
It's all about focusing.
Yep. All right, we got to get going. Bottom of the hour,
I'm
Dr.
go.
Redalio.
Everybody have a wonderful holiday.
Yep, Lou, you too.
And,
say hi to Amy.
Stay well and stay safe.
Yep, happy
So
Hanukkah.
long,
Be
Lou.
well.
All right, take it easy.
Talk to you soon, Lou. Bye-bye.
Dr. Ed, we'll have you back on with us. Thank you for coming. I know.
Yeah, appreciate it. Short notice.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And good luck with your workout. Are you going to work out? Gym day or not anymore?
Going back later, yep.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Ed. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Lawrence, take it away.
You're listening to Kingston Community Radio on WGHQ Kingston. On your radio at 920 AM and 92.5 FM. And also online at mykcr.org.
On top of first-class care, you will never receive a bill. The only thing we had to worry about was just keeping Azalea comfortable. St. Jude saved her life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
This is Greg Chorvis, and once again, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund is asking you to help the needy this holiday season. For the last 50 years, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund has helped less fortunate families have a happier holiday. Look for our collection boxes at the local branches of the Ulster Federal Credit Union, Rondout Savings Bank, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, Ulster Savings Bank, and at the Kiwanis Ice Arena in Sorganes. Thank you very much, and have a happy and Merry Christmas.
A message from the American Migraine Foundation.
It's an absolute nightmare.
There's pain that does not stop.
I feel trapped by migraine.
Migraine is a disabling disease.
I feel like I'm dying.
You feel like the world's closing in on you. There's nothing you can do.
It's like you're trapped in your head. There's no escaping it. You can't leave your body.
Don't suffer alone. Make your move against migraine. Visit AmericanMigraineFoundation.org to find help, learn more, and get connected.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? By shifting to a system that gives more patients access to strong primary care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Hi, my name is Jackie Lovezzo. I'm from Lake Katrine, and I support Kingston Community Radio because it is an invaluable resource to the community and its residents.
This portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Ulster Savings Bank. Visit their newest branch, conveniently located at the Ulster Commons Plaza in Lake Katrine. Experience the difference that local community banking offers with the convenience of another great location, easy access, plenty of parking, and a 24-hour ATM. Ulster Savings Bank, invested in community, invested in you. Member FDIC.
Yeah. All right, we're back, folks. This is Thunder Thursday. Boom!
And the sound of noodles. That's what I got.
All right, we got who we have is me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Yes.
No, Tony Marmo.
Guy Greco.
That's right. Very good.
That's what he was looking for with all those hints.
All that stuff, a lot of preamble bull crap.
No, I think it's great.
It's good. It's good.
I just have to hone that skill set.
Yep, we're there's no honing. We're joined by Joe Deegan, guy who knows real estate, commercial, been around for a few years. Deegan Sanglin, Is that correct?
That's the last company. The new company.
Oh, the new is
SVN Deegan Collins
right.
Commercial Realty.
Right. So we got to get that right.
That's all right.
So I've known that. I know that. I knew that.
You caught yourself.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
You're allowed. So welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's good to be here.
Yep. Right. Good to
see
be
you.
anywhere. Right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's still a little bit of a crazy world out there, right?
You might say. Yeah, and I'm kind of an optimistic soul, as you know, but
Right.
I do want to just start. I'm looking at the Freeman here. The death of Jim Grable is it's just
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Talk
Kinda
about
out of left field.
A servant and a gentle lamb and a good guy. And I just can go on and on.
Yeah.
Live every day, ladies.
That's
and
right.
gents.
That's the moral of the story.
Live every day.
It's precious. Go at any time.
And unfortunately, my good friend Rich Gillette, whose
Right.
birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday,
And Jim
Rich Gillette.
was his best
Bud.
lifelong
Oh boy.
elementary school buddy that he gets to bury today.
Oh man.
Anyway, maybe we'll get on to some brighter topics, but
Yep.
I didn't want to let that go unsaid.
No,
so.
no, absolutely. Absolutely.
just
So
kinda-
Scott Harrington called in a little bit ago and also gave tribute to Jim. So as a fellow KPD.
As
But-
my Uncle Joe said, you're dead a long time.
Yeah, live it up. Live it up.
That's right.
I try to live by that every day.
Live it up. Speaking about living, we were off the air talking about, where we were in March 2020 in terms of the world, the COVID, and now where we are today. You're a little surprised in terms of how things have flipped.
I'm shocked, and
Yeah.
I may have said this on the last broadcast. If I did, I'm repeating myself.
Different listeners.
Different listener, totally different audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your
Scott
guys
Greco's
reach.
here.
I mean, you guys get out to like Phoenicia now, right?
We get
No,
out.
Florida.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I-
we're
Florida?
big in Florida.
This is like a 5-watt
right.
station.
We
We have a big reach.
Yeah. I say this quite seriously. I take no joy, not that anybody at this table does, in the perishing of 50,000 people directly to our south. That the fact of the matter is, that has been very good for Hudson Valley real estate. I didn't really want to get there that way,
Right.
but the fact is we did.
And I think it was going that way.
It
But
was
it
going
increased
that way.
exponentially. It just
Kingston-
sped the timetable
listen,
up.
Kingston, caught the buzz. It was
Right.
the place to be.
The metropolitan
Was
buzz, man.
Shocking.
Right.
Having lived here just about all my life, and it was like, whoa, all of a sudden we got discovered long before COVID.
Yeah.
So we were on the up.
So it was happening.
This
pushed.
magnified that like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So in March, I flew back. SVN is a national company. We have 1,500 brokers, 200 offices. So we had this national convention in California. I flew back March 6th. Certain dates you don't
Right,
forget.
right,
And I was like,
burned
wow,
in.
this is getting
Right at the beginning,
This is
pretty
getting
much.
really like you could feel it when you're in the airport.
Right.
Like, you know
Sure.
what? So I fly back, sit down with my.
Many masks back then? Probably not.
No, absolutely
No,
not.
nothing, not happening,
I mean,
none.
not even
Yeah,
a
yeah,
whisper of one.
Yeah.
So I fly back. I sit with my business partner Tom Collins, and by March 15th, we're going into
Right.
triage mode. We're
Right,
like, okay,
right.
the
What do we
world,
do now?
the world's going to end here,
Right.
and how do we batten down the hatches?
Right.
And sure enough, deals were falling out of contract left and right. I mean, buying listen, to some degree, real estate's real estate. And
Right.
to another degree, commercial and real estate and residential real estate have nothing in common.
Right.
But
Right.
when you buy a house, which most people are familiar with, you make this offer, it gets accepted, you have then 10 or 15 or whatever days to get inspections done, and then you come back and say, hey, the chimney's falling off the house, I want a price reduction. Commercial runs the same way. So
Right.
during that, quote, due diligence period, guess what? People were vanishing.
Sure.
Right. Heading for the hills.
It was game over.
Yeah.
We watched deals crater, and I was
$1,000,000 deals.
Multi-million
Multi-million-dollar. Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
That's kind of our market.
Yeah.
And we were
Like,
damn near paralyzed.
Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, as quickly as mid-April, we found ourselves reevaluating that position because of the 5-borough exodus.
Right.
Like mass exodus.
So I heard a number of 300,000. I don't know if that's BS or true. But it's who knows what the number
we
is.
all hear numbers that we can't
Right.
substantiate. So therefore, I heard 400,000
Now,
are going to leave the 5 boroughs, never to return again.
Yeah.
Give me 2%.
Yeah, right. That's all.
Give me 2% is a tidal wave for Ulster.
So
County.
is the correlation that the commercial properties are being purchased by local people because they know there's an influx, or by the people that are coming up from the city?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Again, commercial was pretty robust.
Yeah.
Prior to this, we had definitely a good run up to this. My life and world depends on a number of things, the very least of which is this thing called interest rates, which have been,
I know something about interest rates.
Yeah.
At Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union.
Yeah. So the answer is, look, we did. Just as an example, we've closed 3 or 4 leasing transactions this year since COVID.
Yeah.
And if I'm
How many?
looking,
I'm sorry.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then we've done a bunch of sales. I'm just going back in my head. One was local, one was out of town, the third was... So, actually, ironically, of the 4 I did, and Tom's done a bunch of other transactions, and we have 2 other associates in the office, by the way. Mine were 50-50, out of town and local. Mm-hmm. But, the world didn't stop. I was looking for an oxygen mask. I was like, okay, it's game over.
Scary.
And,
it got really bleak for him.
Oh, it was dire.
60 days.
Yeah,
90 days.
and the federal government, you can make fun of them all you want. We all do. That PPP loan and
EIDL.
And by the way, we, for better or for worse, we just injected $3 trillion into our economy.
Right.
Well, it's got,
exactly.
$3 trillion.
It's got to have an effect.
Talk about
it has
GNP.
to have an effect.
So, that created at a lot of levels the desired result. So we're busy. Tom and I are and Fred and Nilgan in our office are. I don't know. I'm damn near, dare I say, bullish. We got stuff going. I got a big transaction working on in the town of Ulster. The proverbial Brooklyn company coming out of the city.
Right.
40, 45 employees. We did place another candle making company. With 7, 8 employees. By the way,
that's great.
If people say that again, all these,
right.
liars figure and figures lie, right?
Right, liars figure.
Right. The spin-off effect, of one job, somebody making $40,000-$45,000 a year.
The multiplier
is 7 times.
Yeah.
Sure.
The economy, how that passes through. So when you start to look, when I say, 7, 8 employer, to me that kind of sounds like meaningless. That's not meaningless.
No, it's not. Certainly not.
Do that.
Not to the 7 families it affects.
Well, by the way, do that. Once a month.
Yeah.
That's 40 people.
Impact.
It's.
So
I'm excited. I really.
Let me
am.
ask you this: if we're sitting in this studio, today is December 10th.
Rich Gillette's birthday.
Rich Gillette's birthday of
Happy
2019. It's 2019.
Yeah.
Go back. Roll it back.
Whoa!
Right, sky's the limit.
Hey.
That's
high
right.
rollers, man.
That's a great question,
Right?
Tony.
That's
There
right.
was no end in sight.
There was
You
no
were
end in
coming to
sight.
see me play. You were skiing.
I know.
Yeah.
Life was good.
It was good. Okay.
Well, remember, the one show I really try to watch every week is I just like 60 Minutes.
Right.
And they had Jerome Powell on about a year ago, 15 months ago. And they were doing the whole, where's the economy going? And, and this is, the hawk, right?
Yeah.
This is the guy.
Right.
The guy.
Right.
Or the gal, whoever.
Right.
That post is got a little bit of weight in life.
Yeah.
And he said, I see nothing to disrupt this economic cycle. That was a huge statement. Then, by the way, he was very interesting. In April, he was interviewed on the Today Show by Savannah Guthrie. Made a very profound statement. She said, well, this economic crisis and blah, 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 blah. And he said, well, back up. This is not an economic crisis. This is a health crisis
That's right.
that has become an economic crisis.
mhm.
Know the difference.
Yeah.
Profound and
Yeah, absolutely.
and, you know,
Yeah.
great
Absolutely.
statement.
Absolutely.
So
Right,
you know,
and priority straight.
yeah.
So,
yeah.
so a year later, here we sit,
yeah.
December 10th, 2020.
Influx of
forward
people
now.
from Brooklyn
Look forward
that we
now.
talked
No,
about?
look forward now, right?
You go to like radio interview class or something.
Yeah,
I mean, these
yeah.
are good.
Look
These are heavyweight
forward
questions.
He just, you know what
How
happened?
am I supposed to answer these, man?
No, he put me here. He
Oh,
looks
you didn't
that
give
good
me the
by
questions before I came in.
No, he just looks good by comparison. That's why he
Well,
has me here.
This is. I'm getting like.
No,
I'm starting to sweat over here a little bit. He's like.
I'm
are
over
big
here.
questions.
I'm over here thinking because of the Brooklyn influx, I throw in the phrase "forget about it." I'm trying to attract that demographic.
I
All
get
right,
it.
so
I mean,
so
his wind up
I
is
wanna-
it's severe.
I want to hear what your thoughts are. Nostradamus.
Sky's
going
the
forward.
limit, baby.
Sky's
the limit. No,
Is it? Do you see a similar to the Roaring '20s? Do you see a similar bounce back in terms of?
Roaring '20s didn't end so well.
Okay.
I don't know. Last time I talked, 29 wasn't such a good year.
2029 is the year we have to worry about it. Up to that point.
So we got 9 years.
The next 5.
Oh, what's to worry about?
I want to know your opinion. So everything has been shuttered. Everything has been just, squelched. Big word. So do you see pent-up demand increasing? People are saying, you know what? I want to start living and buying. And what do you see? What do you see? Man, come on.
The weight of the world.
It's quite a question. It really is.
Like Nostradamus is correct.
Go ahead. This is your shot.
So here's I'll give you kind of a short and long-term answer as best I can. I called. I do my best in life not to be a strong arm twisting kind of guy. Yet I have to deliver the facts when I have to deliver the facts. So I'm working on a 6,000 square foot tenant. They need about $500,000 worth of build out. Blah 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 blah. And we've been going along for quite a while, back and forth. Not even in negotiations per se, just looking at designs and costs and how this is all going to work. And I finally called the prospective tenant the other day and I said, "Look, I am not trying to put the weight of the world on your shoulders. We need to put the pedal to the metal. I need a lease document. I need design drawings. We need to be out to bid. We need to be banging nails in your future space by March. Why? Because there's this thing called a vaccine coming. And by June or July, I'm not going to be able to find a general contractor."
Right.
And he's like, "You know what? You're right." I said, "I am right." I said, I'm just down. He said, "You're right." I said, "You want occupancy by the third quarter of 21. We need to move now." So that's the good news.
It is good news.
Your point was pent-up demand. Yes, people have been kind of hanging out. And this will be 18 months by the time this is all over.
Right.
And then the world is going to explode. I mean, this vaccine is coming, and it certainly seems quite promising. Non-medical guy that I am.
Well, by the figures, you can't not be hopeful with the figures they're throwing out there. 95% efficacy.
Well, I'm quite optimistic. So that's the short-term thing is the world's going to explode in 21.
In 21?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of people been hanging out.
Second half of 21.
Yep. So, and by the way, again, all of 20 has not been horrific. No. Not my best year at all.
Yeah.
But I didn't drive off a cliff.
Based on where it started, where it started and where it is now. And Guy and I were talking earlier, same thing with my business.
And the big factor is the way it started, there was no end in that in sight.
Right.
There was no, now, I mean, it's a matter of time. It's just a matter, you can hold on if there's, even if it's a year, it's a year.
So the longer term answer, I suspect, or I'll even go a mid range. We'll go short, mid, and long. Whoa!
Before he got you, that's it. You got to preempt his question.
The shows are now recorded and they're all posted on YouTube.
Yeah.
So check out the YouTube.
Check it out a year from now.
No. In 2025, I'm going to come back in, going to replay this and go, "You were wrong." And here's the proof. But that's okay. So mid-range, look, I've lived the vast majority of my life in Kingston, Hudson Valley, and I love it for a whole lot of reasons. And my whole life, New York City was going to buy Kingston. And it never really happened.
Right.
It would happen in fits and starts, and it would crash and burn and whatnot. And as we stated at the beginning of the show, Kingston was discovered pre-COVID 4 or 5 years, was on the rise. That is not a blip.
Right.
That is not a flash in the pan. That is a solid economic move forward, and that is genuinely exciting. So to the mid-range, we still, in the grand scheme, we all throw numbers around and like to sound like we're big guys, but Queens and Brooklyn and Manhattan, when you can buy a shack,
for $750
for $400 a
Right.
square foot, $300 a square foot, you can still buy commercial real estate here for, depending on what it is. That's a loaded question. Is it a pre-engineered metal building? Is it a brick building uptown? I mean, obviously, there's tremendous.
Right. What did the pizza
variances.
place sell for on
Right.
Ulster
Yeah,
Avenue?
yeah,
For
yeah.
$500,000 or something, wasn't it stupid? The old pizza place.
Don't
The
call
Pizza
me
Hut.
stupid,
we
please.
haven't-
That's not a nickname I want.
We haven't
No, he said stupid.
we haven't sold that yet. But my point is, you can still buy commercial real estate on the a broad range of per square foot basis between $80 and $160 a foot. I appreciate that's a weatherman prediction.
Still buyer's market.
But it's half. It's half of
Yeah,
what
in
the boroughs
comparison,
are.
sure.
Yeah.
So that
So
that
the
is
smart money comes up here.
so the mid range still fuels that.
Right.
Again, you'll bring me back in 2025 and make a liar of me. The long term.
You are an optimist to think I'll be here to bring you back in 2025.
The longer term, of course, anybody's guess. I mean, that's interest rate driven, macro economy driven. That's a whole
World
lot of
conditions.
things. But I mean, listen, the fact of the matter is, this is a very stable market. It doesn't fluctuate a whole lot. So your long-term play here, this is not a market, and it really never has been, though there's been some recent pockets of this pre-COVID, where you buy something and flip it and make $100,000. That's
Yeah, that got
really,
big for a while.
That's really not our norm,
Right.
and I don't think it's going to be our norm. I don't. But steady, long-term, solid growth. I'm. Well, what else you
Because
expect?
Certainly the residential market.
From residential, forget it.
I was speaking mostly about commercial, but
Right.
well, I'm speaking actually specifically about commercial, but residential is the bottom's not going to fall out of that market. It may quote unquote adjust.
Right.
All markets go up, they go down. It certainly has that in its future.
Right. Housing starts. Anybody predictor of housing? We have a lot of vacant land around this county. Anybody seeing a rise in housing starts? The only reason why I tell you is we get calls for jobs, carpenters, tradespeople, from companies saying, I need a couple of carpenters, I need laborers. We're doing
Right.
this, we're doing that. That's my little window in.
And that's picking up?
And that's picking up. So I'm thinking at some point on the residential side, somebody's going to start looking at some of these big tracts of land we have up here in Ulster County and say, you know what, we can make a great subdivision
It's
here.
a smart, that's on the commercial side. On the residential side, what's happening
that's
now.
residential I'm talking about.
Well, what I see on the residential side with my little window, Middleton Valley, is a lot of people are getting around the increase in the residential properties by getting construction loans. We offer two different kinds of construction loans, so a lot of them now are looking to purchase and build. Because, there was a time that it's far cheaper than a lot of what they're looking at that's already existing.
Yeah.
And
that's
there's
my
more of a
point.
demand for that recently than I've seen before.
That's my point. And one of the drawbacks is available workforce, labor force in this market.
Yeah.
I mean, there is going to be, I agree with you, there's going to be pent-up demand. And we may or may not, depending on how many more folks come up from south, have the labor market to support all this.
Yeah, but it'll follow. If
it
there's
should.
a demand
There's
there,
work,
there's certainly a lot of people who,
So-
we were talking earlier about how some things have really prospered in this.
Oh, yeah.
The
Right, temperature
new
takers.
BJ warehouse is going up. Amazon's crazy.
Oh, my
the
God.
temperature takers, that's right.
I was out
Wasn't aware
going
of.
between Newburgh and Middletown on 84 yesterday, going to Warwick, and there was a building that looked like I mean, I don't know, the Starship Enterprise. It was the biggest building I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what the hell it was on, let's see, it was on the westbound side. And I don't know if it's an Amazon building or what. It has to be like 10 football fields long. It's the biggest, gigantic.
We at the junction of 84 and 87?
It's beyond that. It's going out west more towards Middletown on the right-hand side. It's enormous.
What is that at the junction of 84 and 87? Is that a BJ's Warehouse that you can see there?
You know, you'd think I'd know, and I do, but I just can't recall.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought maybe
Tony would have, so it's okay.
Yeah. Amazon Fishkill, maybe.
I'm a neophyte at this. I'll get there. I'll get those.
He likes to ask me to paralyze.
I'm going to get those Mike Wallace questions that Tony has for me.
By the way, you remember Mad Magazine?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
they used to have a segment said it. You know, it's not your day when ...
Yeah.
And I always remember it. I quote this all the time. You know, it's not your day when you see Mike Wallace setting up his camera in your lobby.
That's right.
I always remember that. That was like from 1972. I always remember that.
And now thank God it's only Chris. It's only his kid. We'll be okay.
I think we got a few minutes left, according to Lawrence. What is vibe in the community right now? What you're saying?
You know, I mean, look, I'm an incredible optimist. I think again, kind of macro and local level. I think we have 90 to 120 days of COVID madness.
So we'll wait and see a little bit.
And I think that's going to really paralyze folks short term. And
right.
I mean,
restaurants.
And I think that's important. And I think it's important for people to remember that it's short term.
Have to stay
it may
vigilant.
get very, very bad, but it's short term.
It is going to be bad.
It's going to be very bad.
And it is going to be short term.
Yeah.
But, you know, I saw it today, yesterday, 3,000 people perished in the United States of America. And it was interesting. They compared it to, it exceeded those amount that perished on 9/11.
Right.
Pearl
Harbor, yeah.
And it went right down, and it was
yes.
Just like,
it's a sobering.
Kind of grabbed me.
Yeah, somebody said this. It was one person every 30 seconds.
This is an amazing virus.
Very sobering.
So what's the vibe? The vibe is let's get through this virus. Let's get to a vaccine.
Kind of a wait and see.
Let's hold still.
Vaccine is a game changer.
You know, I will say, Tony, I was with tenants yesterday marching through a couple 20,000 square foot spaces, and it is really encouraging to me that everybody I'm talking to is kind of having this conversation like, okay, look, I need occupancy September, October, January 1, 2022.
Right.
They're still moving. They're still going. But they recognize what is in the immediate future. But it has not stopped the planet. And it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
I'm with an engineer
and what
yesterday.
you said about, with the need for labor and the future looks pretty bright. It sounds.
I think 21 is going to be a little bit of a mulligan again. I think you're going to see maybe some activity starting the second half of the year. I think 22 is going to be the year, and I think 21 is a ramp up for that.
Yeah,
that's kind of what
people have to remember that they're not in this alone. We're all in this together, 6 feet apart, but together. Yeah. And as tough as it is apart.
Oh, sorry.
That's.
Joe Deegan, thank you. Yes, the
thank
Plastic
you.
Jesus
thank you.
is with us, and have a great holiday. We'll see you. We'll see you
Hanukkah
in
to everybody.
21. We'll see you in 21 back here at this table.
If you'll have me, I'll
January
come back.
20, we'd love to have you. You're regular, and we'd love to talk about this stuff and see how smart we think we really are at the end of the day.
Tony's questions you've certainly been had. So we'll have you
knuckleheads, So, all right. Thank you. All the best to you and your family. God bless.
Same to you, gentlemen. Thank you all very, very much.
Nice to see you, Joe. Thanks
Lawrence,
for coming.
thank you very much. Everybody, thanks for listening and supporting KCR. I'll do a Scott. God bless America. If you're of the Hebrew faith, Happy Hanukkah. Christian faith, Merry Christmas. Go out and spend a little money, right?
That's right.
Go out and spend money.
That's right.
All right, and support KCR. Thanks, Lawrence.
Thank you for sharing